I would not support the Republican Party. There's no chance I would support the Republican Party. Not going to support the Democratic Party. I don't know what I'm going to do. But at this point, how could I or any American voter support a political party that's not loyal to the United States?
Wow. That's Tucker Carlson leaving the Republican Party today. But he's not the only one.
Dude, first off, though, look at how happy Cenk is. Oh, wow. But guys, this is the same Tucker Carlson who lied about the election for years and got shit canned from Fox News. $787 million, right? Dude, Tucker Carlson will lie, cheat, and steal and have no qualms, right? He said a demon attacked him in his bed, right? But Cenk's like, wow, he left the Republican Party. Oh, wow, Tucker just sold me a bridge in New York City. Oh, wow, dude, Tucker sold me a bridge. A lot of people who watch the channel are not subscribed, so make sure you hit that sub button. Make sure you spread that shit around, baby.
Another giant figure joined on right afterwards. Anna, tell us about it.
Well, there is another giant figure who has vocally announced that she will no longer be part of the Republican Party, but I'm going to keep teasing you with that and show you a little more of what Tucker had to say first, because it is informative in regard to what is convincing Americans across the political spectrum to abandon their previously preferred political parties. More from Tucker.
How could I or any American voter support a political party that's not loyal to the United States, that puts the interests of a foreign country above those of its own citizens? That's it's not possible to vote for people like that, and I'm not going to. And I think I voted Republican my entire life. I worked at Fox News, CNN, right. MSNBC. I've been a consistent defender for 35 years of the Republican Party. I mean, very consistent defender. But there's no defending this because it's immoral, and it's exactly the opposite of what a political party in a democracy is charged with doing, which is representing its own voters, its own citizens, its own nation, and they're not doing that. So no, I'm out. And if I'm out, then I think a lot of other people are out.
I don't think he's wrong about that. In fact, soon after that was announced, Marjorie Taylor Greene posted the following: Tucker is not the only one who is done supporting the Republican Party. There is a lot of us that are absolutely fed up and will not support a party that betrays its voters and country. That does not mean we are turning into Democrats either, but we are done with the America Last Republican Party.
So what does that mean? That means they're not voting anymore? You know what I'm saying? So this is inherently bullshit. They're just done voting? No more voting for them because they're not Democrats, but they're done supporting the Republican Party. So now they're going to what? They going to the moon on one of Elon's rockets?
So I can't tell you guys how much that resonates with me, but in the opposite direction, right? So under Biden, and after witnessing what the Democratic Party was willing to aid and abet in Gaza, I can't support that party. Honestly, the Biden administration is representative of the mainstream Democratic Party. So I'm not a registered Democrat. I'm now a registered independent.
But dude, why isn't she a DSA, guys? How, if that's really her thing, why is Anna not DSA? Right? She said it, witnessing what the party did, being complicit with the genocide. Why is she not DSA? She hates the DSA. How? How can you be against, right? How can you be against the genocide and the Israeli war machine, and simultaneously you don't have right-wing social values, right? Which is the right-wing religious oppression values. How can you not be a progressive DSA member? That to me, something is amiss, okay? There is something that she's lying about somewhere in the chain there. Because if you're not religious and you don't have the oppression and the straight out racism and fucking all that toxic social culture war shit, if you're not openly identifying on that and you're against the war machine, then you're a DSA, right? You're right. I mean, I know she's anti-trans, and I think there's some racism involved here too, for sure. And she's definitely, I feel like she's, a little too happy merchant kind of. But all right, let's see what she says.
And a lot of people make the mistake of thinking, oh, well, if you don't support the Democrats, that must mean that you're a secret Republican. No, I loathe the Republican Party as well, big time. And so the largest voting bloc at this point in this country, registered independents. People hate both parties. They are both corrupted. They are both bought, and they don't represent us.
So, God, this game is so rigged because,
dude, people aren't independents because necessarily they hate both parties. I think a lot of right wingers are independents because they don't want to be found out they're Republican. Dude, all right? There might be some left wingers that are independent because they're mad at the Democratic Party. But let's be honest. Most right wingers are independent because they don't want anyone to know they're fucking Republicans. Okay? And they sacrifice voting in the primaries for the cover from being a Republican douchebag.
You could tell based on what mainstream media does, right? So we told you 100 times if they'll disagree on culture war issues meant to divide us, but the minute their donor wants something like don't do a student debt relief, don't do higher minimum wage, don't do a public option,
don't enforce antitrust laws.
Yeah.
Stuff that hurts the American people, but helps the moneyed interests, the corporate world, and pushes us toward terrible foreign policy.
And of course, if Israel wants something, right? And they're a giant donor class, all of a sudden, all the cable news guys unite and they're all on the same page. And we've shown you that repeatedly here, including today, as of today, pushing out message after message. So in this case, we have all of them, of course, attacking Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker Carlson, but but what's interesting in what Anna said is, and it made me realize something right now in the middle of the show. So we've been telling you that independents are the largest voting bloc now for a long time, right? But you never hear that on cable news or in mainstream media. And in fact, they only talk about Republicans and Democrats. And if anyone ever disagrees with the leadership of either side, they go, you're disloyal.
That's not exactly accurate, what he's saying here.
And so they go, no, you have to be a Republican or a Democrat.
Yes.
And if they ever talk about independence, which is super weird that they're not talking about the largest voting bloc in the country ever.
Dude, they talk about them all the time. Like, are you shitting me? Like, dude, it is like the trying to woo independent voters is literally what they talk about during all of election season, is like winning over the independents. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. That is literally all you hear on the media, is because it's so polarized. The Dems are with the Dems, the MAGA's with the MAGA, and then everybody's fighting for the independent voters, or they'll call them the working class voters, or there's a bunch of euphemism for them, right? The white working class voters, but it is generally the people that like bounce both ways. And let's be honest, I have not looked at the data, but I think most of the independents are white people, okay? I bet if we looked at the data, I believe that most of the independents in America are white people, because they can vote for either party and they're relatively unscathed. They're pretty much unaffected by either party's policies, okay? Even a liberal white person can vote for a Republican president if they don't like the Democratic candidate, and they're gonna be unaffected by that Republican's policies, because their policies are always protecting the white people.
The only time they talk about them is to disparage them. Low information voters.
Yes, Jake.
They don't really know what they're doing.
And look, back in the day.
Oh, you see that though? Dude, look at that though. Low information voters though are not independents. I think low information voters are actually like, that's more MAGA. Dude, why are they so in love with MAGA? Like, what the fuck is their obsession about, like, MAGA? Cenk and Anna. They are in love with MAGA. They will, like, throw progressives under the bus. They appear to resent them. But with MAGA, they're like, man, we just want to be nice and recruit MAGA. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.